Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here. Welcome to my guide on the Stone and Hearts quest. Now, for this quest, there are no requirements in order to start it or complete it, and there are no items needed either. The only thing I recommend, you do have to defeat 3 level 2 mercenaries, which is pretty easy, but if you're just starting on RuneScape and got a really low level, then maybe some food and armor might help you out a bit. But other than that, that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So we're currently at the Village Lodestone, which can be accessed via the Lodestone network. If you don't have this one unlocked and wish to unlock the other ones, I have a guide in order to do so, which can be found in the description below. And it's well worth having the Lodestone network active when you're completing these quests. But from here, we're going to head to this quest starting point. So we need to go find Ozan, who is in northern section of Draenor Village. You should see the quest star symbol on the mini-map as you get close to him, so I'll speak to you when we arrive. So once you arrive and see Ozan, speak to him in order to start the quest. So after speaking to Ozan, he'll tell you about a friend of his named Num, who has apparently now joined an up-and-coming gang, which have a base up in Draenor Village, and he'd like you to infiltrate the base and find out what he's up to. So, the base for the gang is right next to the building we are in at the moment. So if you go inside, you'll see there is a trapdoor. As you go to enter, you'll be stopped by a bouncer. Threaten him and he'll then let you in, and you'll be able to find Num on the opposite side of the base and speak to him. So, speak to Num about joining the skulls, and he'll give you a load of different questions to answer. Now, there are no wrong answers, although depending on what response you get is what title you'll get at the end of the quest, which will make a bit of sense a bit later on. Once he's satisfied with your responses, he'll officially recruit you into the skulls, and now you can ask him about what operations the gang has in place, and he'll tell you that he can't spare any more details and tells you to meet up in the gang headquarters for a job, although he refuses to tell you its location and he wants you to find it on your own. So we want to exit the den and go back to Ozan and tell him everything that has happened, and he does not know about the HQ's location either, and he'll suggest following Num to find out where it is. So a little cutscene will take place as you see Num come out of the base, and you now have to follow him around Draenor Village until you reach the headquarters. Now you've got to keep your distance at all times. Ozan will tell you if you start getting too close, so don't worry, you won't like mess up. I don't think you will anyway. And eventually he'll take you to the abandoned jail, which is east of the village. Once you have got to the base with Ozan, speak to him and tell you that you're ready to confront Num, and you'll go in and a lot of dialogue and cutscenes will take place. So after the long dialogue and the cutscenes, you'll be given a few interrogation techniques to use on Num. Choose the option to let him stay locked up, and Ozan, using his knowledge of Num, will help you convince him to give up the kidnapping plan, and Num will reveal that they are simply henchmen working for a Lady Kelly, and that they only act as guides around Westfalen. She was supposed to leave via a ship on the south coast of Draenor along with their captor. So, head south on the coastline until you meet up with the kidnappers near the bridge that leads to Wizard's Tower. Talk to Lady Kelly to initiate another cutscene. After the cutscene has ended, you need to defeat the Skull Mercenaries and Joe, and after you've defeated them, pick up the ransom note. After you defeated them, Leela, who is adamant to get the prince back, requests you to go give the news to her father, the spy master Osman, as he does not trust Ozan or you. She gives you a passphrase to use the safe passage into the palace quarters. Make sure you take note on what the passphrase is, as you will need this a bit later on, and I believe it's different for each player. Once you've agreed to go with Ozan, you now want to teleport to Al-Kharid using the Al-Kharid Lodestone. And once you arrive inside the city, head up to the palace entrance and try to enter. The guard will refuse to let you in under any circumstance, but fortunately Ozan knows how to get into the palace using the rooftops. So first you want to head to the crafting store in the northeast part of the city, and when you approach, Ozan will instruct you that you're going to go to the very top of the building and use all the different parts of the houses to be able to gain access to the palace. So I'll speed this footage up a bit. It's quite easy to get across everything. You should be able to identify what obstacles you're using, but basically in a nutshell you need to do this. You need to walk across the plank and then slide down the awning. You need to go through the building and cross the washing line, climb the ladder across the planks and go up another ladder, jump down the scaffold, climb down the rug and swing across the wooden frames, jump to the next building, bounce across the awning to the bank, and I'll speak to you when we get there. So once you eventually get to on top of the bank, there should be an option to click which says leave it to Ozan, and Ozan will fire a grapple at the palace and tie a rope, allowing you guys to shimmy across to the palace. So as you attempt to climb up the brickwork, you'll trigger another cutscene between the King of Al-Kharid and the Ambassador of the Menephites. They will be talking about the Prince, and they will also mention the Carad-Ib, which could be used for a demand, which is a gem that is very important to the King. After the cutscene has ended, Ozan, who is opting to keep the prince as the main priority, suggests sealing the Carad-Ib. So you want to climb the brickwork and break in through the skylight, which is to the south, and you'll now be inside a treasure room. Open one of the ornate chests to obtain the scroll history of the Carad-Ib and read it to understand the logic behind the puzzle. So you need to use you need to complete a puzzle in order to gain access to the Carad-Ib. Now it'll look a bit confusing, but it's actually very simple, and I'll talk you guys through it, and obviously you can watch what I do as well. So in the centre of the room there are 9 weights, 8 of which are equal in weight, and the final is heavier than the rest, and you need to retrieve the odd weight by inspecting and using the nearby scales. So you have exactly 2 weighings to determine which is the heaviest weight. So what you want to do is place any 2 random sets of 3 weights on each side of the scales and click on the green gem. If one side is heavier than the other, you know that one of those 3 on the side is the heavy one. If both sides weigh the same, then you know that the heavy weight is one of the 3 that you didn't put on the scales. Now that you've narrowed it down to 3 weights, put one of those 3 on the left side, another on the right side, and the third one to one side with the other ones. If the scale tips towards one of the weights, you know that that is the heaviest weight. If both the weights are the same, then you know the third one that you didn't place is the heaviest one. Hopefully that hasn't confused you too much there. If you watch how I do it, it will kind of make sense to you. It's very simplistic really. So and once you do it correctly, you want to drag the weight to the bag in the top left corner of the screen to place it in your inventory. So use the weight on the Carad-Ib display to exchange it with the real diamond, and as you're doing so, the guards are alerted and a cutscene ensues where you and Ozan are caught by Osman. You try to explain, but Osman doesn't trust either of you until you tell him the passphrase that Leela told you, so hopefully you've remembered what that is, as I believe that is important for this bit. Osman, hearing that you indeed work with his daughter, orders his guards to stand down, and you hand the diamond over to him and are taken to the Emir, who forbids it to be used as a ransom. In the ensuing discussion, the Emir dies and Osman decides to let you and Ozan go free and reinstates Ozan with his citizenship. After the cutscene has ended, you'll be seen speaking to Osman, who will ask for your assistance for the sequel quest as soon as this quest is finished. So if you don't want to do that one straight away, click off. But anyway, once you've done all that, it will come up with congratulations, you've completed the Stolen Hearts quest. You're awarded 3 quest points, 250 constitution experience, 2,500 coins, 250 XP combat lamp, 250 XP agility lamp, which is members only, 250 XP fever lamp, which is members only. Talk to Num in the Drainer jail for your thief title, which is again is members only, and you can get the title of the Enforcer, the Don, the Swindler, and the Artful Dodger, depending on what responses you gave them at the beginning of the quest. You'll also get 2 Treasure Hunter keys and 2 Hearts of Ice. So yeah, not really too hard of a quest, a bit of a long-winded one as there's a lot of few bits to do, but it's actually quite a very good quest compared to the original one, which was called Prince Ali Rescue. So they've revamped this quest since then, and there is a sequel to this quest as well, which is called Diamond in the Rough, which, like I said, Osman will get you to near enough start straight after this one, but if you're not ready to do that, just click off him and then you can come back at a later time to do it. The rewards aren't too bad from here. I think you get mostly better rewards from the sequel quest though. I don't think you'll get stuck using this guide at all. However, if you do run into any problems, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best as I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Cheers guys, bye bye.